In 1998, the Queen refused to attend any functions where Camilla was. It's extraordinary.
Charles stood up against his mother and father and refused to give her up again.
His marriage in 2005 to Camilla, grudgingly accepted at the time, but a monumental PR exercise that has rehabilitated Camilla in the public image.
I think that he's entitled to fall in love with someone who he was completely compatible with.
The king and now his queen, they have a great kind of rapport, and you know, there were times when one was out and about with them and they would get a fit of the giggles, and you could see that they were really trying hard to control it. You know, they're a great team.
As with other members of the royal family, wouldn't it have been better had he been allowed to marry her in the first place?
For a man who has spent most of our lives and his being heir to the throne, his time has finally come. With Camilla, once Queen Consort, now Queen, by his side, he's ready to face the highest profile job in the world.
I think this is a man that has finally found his time. He's been waiting in the wings for an inordinate amount of time, until he was 73. He's a man who was very much misunderstood. He was seen as being totally bonkers when he used to talk about organic farming and holistic medicine, for example, and his approach to climate change, making his first speech back in 1970 when this was not a fashionable issue by any stretch of the imagination. Look where he is now. His ideas have come into the mainstream. And I think that having gone through what has been a tumultuous private life as well, he has now earned the respect of the people. They recognise that this is a man who is very serious about the job, who has married the woman that he loves eventually, and who is getting on with it.
He's got a very warm heart, and he minds, he cares about things, and you know, that's not going to stop just because he's king.
So if he can first sort out the business with his family, he can move on to bigger and bolder projects, and that is certainly something that Charles will want to get off on the right foot. But he definitely has to be a different king. He knows he can't be as outspoken as he has been in the past. He knows he must follow his mother's sort of famous apolitical nature, and that will be very difficult for a man who we know so much about.
To be quite honest, as someone who wrote a biography of the Queen and studies of the monarchy as a whole, like a lot of people in Britain, I suppose, I didn't have much time for Prince Charles. One couldn't quite get to grips with him and his various enthusiasms. I have to say honestly that I'm changing my mind as I see the way in which he steps into being king. The apprenticeship has paid off. He's got more self-assurance. He's not going to be thought of as just a caretaker king.